Hey, Coach Jay here. Man, welcome back to Journey Junction. And we're on day 2 of that mind over weight. That's right, mind over weight series that we're talking about 30 days with us, where we talked about working out, cleansing, purifying our body. I'm going through it now. Sorry, I'm not putting all the walk and the exercise that I'm doing, but I want to exercise your mind. That's right. It's about mental awareness. And today we're talking about day 2 is the trigger talk. That's right, trigger. Our focus today on this discussion, your emotions or your environment eating triggers. You know, we got emotional eaters. Oh, yes, we do. We do have some emotional eaters, and we have some environment eaters. You put me around certain people that are eating, I just feel compelled to jump in there and eat with you. So we broke this down into 5 categories. And I want to use these categories to kind of hold it together. And the first one is, what is your trigger? The trigger, for this sake of discussion, is your emotion, your environment, your person, your time of the day that sparks you to eat. Yeah, I know. You've heard it many times. Don't eat after a certain time. Don't eat this much. But sometimes we are emotional creatures, and some people start going through stress or going through stress-related issues, not stretch, but stress, and it causes them to eat more than they're comfortable. Or some people just love a lot of sweets, or they love a lot of cake, or they like a lot of things that the doctor tells them they shouldn't be eating, and these things bring a bunch of weight. Again, as I told you, I'm not going with the nutrition. I'm not telling you how many calorie counts and stuff. They have other people for that. I'm talking about your mind. If your emotion is triggering you to eat, we got to figure out how to deal with that. If the environment that you're putting yourself in, we're going to have to figure a way to work with that. And if it's the time of the day, of course, we're going to have to work with that. And the best way to work with that is understand and take accountability. Do a self-reflection and say, when do you actually eat? If you don't know, write it down on a piece of paper. Why don't you do this for this whole week? Just write down the times that you're eating and see. Is it consistently at 9 o'clock at night? I know what you say. I just eat a couple chips at 9 o'clock. But a couple chips in a whole bag of chip or a second bag is not the same as 3 or 4 pieces. Just like I eat a slice of cake. But is it 3 slices or 1 slice of cake at 9 o'clock? Always remember this, y'all, that as you go on, your body metabolism slows down. So certain things that you could do when you were much younger, you may not be able to do it as you get older, because your body is slowly processing that food. And if you're eating heavy meat and heavy other things, then it's going to take a while for that to be digested in your stomach. So therefore, it's creating pockets of where weight runs. Now, again, I'm not getting into this nutrition and all that. I'm just talking to you about what's going on. If your mind can't be controlled, or to a point of understanding and helping you take accountability, that the action that you take could be seen as triggers to help you continue in your process not to lose weight, then we need to look at that and figure out how we can come up with a system that helps us. So once we can identify what the triggers are, then we can start analyzing what we need to do to fix that, which leads us to one of the most common one is the emotional triggers. As I talk, when you're stressed, when you're bored, when you're sad, and sometimes when you're celebrating, you just go over and beyond. Why is that? Because you're happy, or because you're sad, or because you're trying to figure a way to offset the situation that you're dealing with. See, the best way to offset the situation that you're dealing with is to address it, not with your eating, but try to analyze and see what is causing this unwanted emotion, or this boredom that you have, or the stress that you have created, is by looking at it and try to identify. Okay, if you're saying that you're bored, then let's try to find something that we do. Perfect time. If you're bored, go walk, go talk, go lift a weight, go ride your bike, exercise a little bit. If it's an emotional thing, then have a conversation with somebody. Instead of you just sit there holding in, reach out to somebody. Yep, here's a plug. You can reach out to Coach Jay at james@onemovementllc.com if you need somebody to talk to. That's what I do. I like to sit there and help you to understand some of the problems that you're dealing with. Yep, cheap plug, but let's continue on. As we go on, you know, like sometimes when you're celebrating, sometimes we go too far in celebrations. Somebody got promoted, somebody has a baby, there's a wedding. We just eat, because sometimes, be honest with you, at those type of celebrations, there's food that you had interest in that you would like to have eaten, but you couldn't afford it, or it wasn't available. Now it's here, so you like it, then you just eat more of it because you indulge yourself. And some of us just love to eat. So that's something that we need to mentally think about. And then we look at the environment trigger. Again, this is where you're at a party and you're fitting in with everybody else and everybody else is eating and you eat. That's like they say, someone in there drinking, you drink. You just like to fit in. But see, these people that sometimes are eating heavy, they're out in the gym in the morning burning that calories off, where we're going home and sit with that food on our waist. So we got to be careful of that. The next phase is to pause and probe a strategy. This is when you take that pause, you take a deep breath, and you ask this: what am I really feeling or need right now? Do you really need what is in front of you, or is this just something that you just want? See, there's a difference when you're eating because you need that nutrients in your body. And then there's other times you're just eating because you see it. And a lot of times we do that. We're not really hungry, but somebody put it there and we feel like if we say no, we're going to offend them. But we really don't need to eat that because we have in our mind, like you're saying, I'm going to lose weight. So we don't do this calorie counts or whatever we're doing. And we have a list that says we're not supposed to eat more than this and that. So now you're faced with eating something to make somebody happy. And that causes a problem. Or sometimes you just eat because you're feeling, if I don't eat now, then I'm going to be hungry later. That might be the case, but then it might not. And let me tell you something. Whenever you're sitting there trying to lose weight or dieting, there are going to be times when your body's going to be craving for food because it's a custom, it's a routine to eat at a certain time, eat a certain amount of food. In weight loss and things of that nature, you have to understand that you're going to have to curve back your eating and address that hunger pains that your body is going to send out. And the last thing that we have is the part of talking about journaling. That's right. We want to make sure that you write down. When you have the urge to snack or what happens emotionally around the moment, all those things that be happening as you're preparing your thoughts, your actions, you want to write that down. You want to make sure that you lay that out. You want to make sure that it's clear so you can start looking back and seeing some of the things that we're talking about in day one that you're seeing in day two. You want to see what are those triggers. So when you see it come up, when you see it popping up, you can say, oh, this is one of those things where we were talking about as my trigger. So I need to address that because I know when you write it down, sometimes it stays in your memory better than you just saying it out loud. So I write it and say it out loud. Then when something pops up, I can say, okay, I understand. I understand why I need to. I understand why this is happening because this is my trigger. I see it before me. I just want to eat it. Or now I need to sit back and say, what happened when I seen the last time I had this beautiful cake and it was there calling my name? Was I able to hold that off? Was I able to not eat it at this time? What did I do? Or did I eat it? And if you did, you don't get yourself down. You just know, hey, that's an area that I need to work on. So here's your call to action for today. I want you to sit back and look at everything that we've talked about. Find some of those triggers. You can't address everything. Find one or two of those and see what you can do to address that. Find the one that works for you. If it's emotional eating and you need to talk to somebody, then talk to someone. If it's because you be in an environment where people are eating and you're trying to restrain from that, then you can always go home. All right, y'all, I have to leave. Thank you so much, but I'm going to go now. If you feel that you can't control it, if just exiting may be it or exiting the room may be it, I don't know. But find a system that works for you. So listen, we did day one. If you haven't, go back and check day one. This is day two, and we're going to move over to day three. I'm excited because we're moving forward. And listen, congratulations. You made it through another day. Let's see what tomorrow holds. I'm Coach Jay. I'm out of here. Peace.